Welcome to the Coin Atlantis channel, the old and rare coins channel. Do not forget to click on the like button and activate the subscription bell until you receive all new on our channel. 9 Most Valuable Philippine Coins Worth Money. The coins of the Philippines provide a fascinating insight into the island's journey from Hispanic and American colony to independent nation. But what are the most valuable Philippine coins? How can you spot them? And just how much might they be worth? Join us, as we search out the most collectible specimens to have come to the market in recent years. 9 Most Valuable Philippine Coins. 1. U.S. Philippines 1907 Proof Peso. This proof coin is the only one of its kind, making it highly desirable to collectors. Proofs are coins that were never intended for circulation as currency. In more recent years, they have been struck in relatively high quantities for collectors. But the process for making a proof is time-consuming and expensive. So in 1907, they were made in far smaller numbers, usually to be kept in currency archives. This proof coin was produced in the USA, one of a series of binational coins produced from 1903 to 1908. The coins were marked Philippines on the obverse and USA on the reverse. The whole series were beautifully detailed, showing Lady Liberty on one side and an eagle on a shield on the other. Very few of the proofs survive. From 1907, there are only 2. And because each one was struck on a planchet with a different diameter and fineness, both are unique. The largest of the 2 now resides in Manila's Museum of Money. This one sold privately in 2018 for just under $1 million. 2. U.S. Philippines 1907 S Peso PCGS MS66. Proofs may be the cream of the crop when it comes to attracting high prices. But mint state coins, those produced for circulation but never actually circulated, are also highly collectible. This version of the 1907 binational peso was graded MS66 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, the PCGS. The MS means its mint state. The 66 is a mark for the quality of the strike and the condition of the coin. The highest possible grading is 70, and anything over 65 is known as gem quality. A grading of 66 under the PCGS system means the coin was the product of a good strike. There are only minor marks or hairlines, and these are only in unobtrusive areas of the design. The San Francisco Mint struck no fewer than 10 million US Philippine pesos in 1907. But coins in high-quality mint state are far rarer. There are only 4 graded MS66, 1 MS66 Plus, and 1 MS67. This MS66 specimen sold at auction in 2019 for $15,600. 3. U.S. Philippines 1918 S Allen 408B Mule MS64. This coin is another made at the San Francisco Mint. It dates from 1918 and is an exceptionally fine example of its type. It's not a proof, but it is mint state, graded 64, and with a very good strike. But what makes this particularly interesting to collectors is that it's what's known as a mule. That means it pairs 2 images not usually seen on the same coin. The obverse carries the image used for the 20 centavo coin, while the reverse has that used for the 5 centavo. These kinds of errors are very rare. And that makes this a highly collectible coin. It was in excellent condition too. It bears the image of a seated man on the obverse. The leg in the foreground is raised from the surface of the coin, and as such it's prone to rubbing. But in this case, there's barely a mark to be seen. It was the subject of fierce competition between bidders when it came to auction in April 2014. The winning bidder paid $41,125, including the buyer's premium, to add it to their collection. 4. U.S. Philippine 1906 S Peso PCGS 058. This 1906 peso had an initial mint of over 200,000 coins. But most remained in the vaults of the American Treasury and were subsequently melted down. That's because the silver peso and the American silver coin known as the Morgan used about the same quantity of silver. That was despite the Morgan having twice the face value. In 1907, this changed to make production of the peso less expensive. It became smaller and the quality of the silver reduced from 900 to 800 parts per 1,000. The existing pesos in the treasury vaults were melted down to make the new, smaller versions. As a result, 1906 pesos are today very rare. This example was rated 058 by the PCGS, a good quality rating for a coin that had been circulated. Only 8 coins in finer condition are known to exist. It came to auction at Coin Specialists Heritage Auctions in 2020 and sold for $43,200, including the buyer's premium. 5. U.S. Philippines 1905 S Peso Allen 1606 Curved Serif PCGS MS64. The US Philippine peso minted at San Francisco in 1905 came in 2 different varieties. You can tell the difference by looking at the one in the date. The rarer variety, known as the Allen 1606A, has squared-off feet and a straight diagonal at the top. This coin is an example of the Allen 1606, which has curved feet. But like the 1906 version, all forms of the 1905 peso are rare. After the Japanese invasion, carrying US Philippine money was enough to mark out Filipinos as suspected members of the resistance. That was a death sentence. As a result, many buried their money. Even if coins were subsequently retrieved, this treatment meant their quality suffered. The hot, humid Philippine climate was another enemy to coin quality. It corroded the silver, degrading the quality of the coins. A mint state coin like this MS64 specimen, then, is a considerable rarity, even with the curved serif one. When it came to auction in January 2022, the winning bidder paid $60,000, including the buyer's premium, to secure it. 6. U.S. Philippines 1905 S Peso Allen 1606 Straight Serif PCGS MS63. It's an interesting exercise to compare the sale price achieved by this coin with that of the MS64 curved serif peso. This is another 1905 peso, but it's the rarer type, with the straight serif on the figure 1 in the date. But it's not in quite such good condition, graded a point lower by the PCGS at mint state 63. So does the quality of the coin or the rareness of the type matter more to the price collectors are willing to pay? When it comes to quality, one consideration is the grading a coin has received. But another is its relative quality. In other words, collectors will pay a premium for the best coin in its class. This MS63 is one of 4 graded by the PCGS at this standard. And it's not quite the finest of the straight serif examples. There's another graded MS64, although that's never been offered for sale. The MS64 curved serif example, in contrast, tied in top spot as the finest quality coin of that type. When this one came up for sale in April 2020, it sold for $43,200, including the buyer's premium. Not too shabby. But despite being the rarer type, it was still considerably less than the $60,000 commanded by the MS64 curved serif specimen. 7. U.S. Philippines 1912 SPCGS MS64. Despite its size having been reduced, the peso was still not a popular coin for commerce. As a result, it was retired after the 1912 issue, not reappearing until 1936. This 1912 specimen was minted at the San Francisco Mint, and it's in a condition that's rarely found. There are only 2 mint state coins graded 64 known to exist. And there are only 4 finer specimens on the planet. This one came up for sale in 2016, another offering from specialist auctioneers Heritage Auctions. It sold for a shade under $40,000, including the buyer's premium. 8. U.S. Philippines 1904 S Peso PCGS MS65. The 1904 peso minted in San Francisco is another that was plentiful at the time, but where survivors are rare. And finding a coin in gem condition is an extremely difficult task. This specimen is one of only 2 graded by the PCGS at this level or finer. The other coin is graded MS65+. But it doesn't feature the same attractive toning of blue, gold, and red that graces this coin. The Numismatic Guarantee Company, the other main independent coin grading agency in the US, has graded another coin MS65 too. But here again, the colorful toning is absent. That makes this example very desirable. And when it came up for sale at Heritage Auctions in January 2022, it sold for $31,200, including the buyer's premium. 9. 1818 0.875 Fine 8 Escudo. This one bears the date of 1818, and it was minted in another Colombian city, Bogotá. It is made of 21 karat gold. One side again bears the portrait of Charles IV. His successor, Ferdinand VII, had been on the throne for 5 years by the time it was minted. But he still had to be content with only his name appearing on the coin. Sold for 619,040 Philippine pesos. That's the equivalent of around $11,000. That brings us to the end of our look at some of the most valuable Philippine coins to have been traded in recent years. As our review shows, it's not necessarily the coins made of precious metals that command the highest prices. But all these coins have one thing in common. They shine a light on the fascinating history of the Philippines, and its journey to independence. We hope you've enjoyed learning more about them.